been 5 months of meticulous planning, 5 lots of 3-hour dress rehearsals, where every move had been carefully choreographed. A contingency plan, including emergency power, was on standby, just in case. And now, after a 22-hour marathon operation, the team of 70 ecstatic but exhausted surgeons and nurses had finally made medical history, having completed the world's first successful separation of conjoined twins. This was a pivotal moment in the lives of the 7-month-old twins, Benjamin and Patrick, and for their parents, whose tears cascaded like a waterfall when they saw their 2 boys no longer hideously joined together at the back of the head. This was a pivotal moment for the world of neurosurgery. And this was a pivotal moment for the brilliant neurosurgeon who had masterminded the whole operation. A pivotal moment is a line in the sand, a life-changing event or decision that can turn us into strong, upright people or weak, gutless, spineless jellyfish. On that Labor Day weekend in September 1987, the lives of Patrick and Benjamin changed forever. On that Labor Day weekend, the medical fraternity was enlightened about new and innovative ways of dealing with conjoined twins. And on that Labor Day weekend, the neurosurgeon who had led the whole operation could never, as a ghetto kid from the streets of Detroit, have imagined that he would one day make history. Dr. Ben Carson was raised by an uneducated single mother who was one of 24 children. At 13, in order to escape her tough childhood, she married Ben's dad, who was 28. However, the marriage was not plain sailing, as there was one storm she could not weather. Just a little detail that Ben's dad neglected to tell her, that he already had another wife and another family in another city. It was a pivotal moment in young Ben's life when his mother, having discovered this, announced to him and his brother, "Your father will not be living with us anymore. He is never coming home again." 8-year-old Ben was now fatherless, penniless, and his future looked hopeless. He was failing at school, he was constantly getting into fights, he was teased, he was tormented, he was terrified. He could have easily decided that life was cruel and that being black meant that the odds were stacked up against you. His difficult circumstances could have imprisoned him socially and emotionally and stunted his growth and development. However, his pint-sized, headstrong mother had other ideas, and she would not allow her son to be a passive victim of his circumstances. She instilled in him that even if you face raging storms and relentlessly pounding waves, you face everything with great courage, strength, and determination. The one person who decides what happens to you is you, she told him. You are the master captain of your own ship. And she encouraged him to understand that he had a choice. He could take the easy option and consider himself a victim, blame others, blame the world, blame his misfortune, or he could take responsibility, take action, and take every means available to him to lift himself out of these circumstances. With the support of his mother and teachers, Ben learnt to read and soon began to spend more time at the library and less time watching TV. Reading opened up a whole new world for Ben, and he loved learning about plants and animals and nature and science, and soon became quite knowledgeable on these topics. So much so that his classmates, who once teased him about being the class dummy, now started to look up to him. His comprehension improved, his vocabulary increased, and his confidence skyrocketed. He went on to successfully complete primary school and high school, then was offered a position to study medicine at the prestigious Yale University, and eventually landed an excellent job at the Johns Hopkins University Hospital in Baltimore. The class dummy was now a brain surgeon. While there, one of his colleagues was Professor Bryant Stokes from Perth, who encouraged Ben to come and spend a year in Western Australia working at the Charles Gardner Hospital. This decision proved to be a pivotal point in Ben's career because while here he was able to hone his skills removing brain tumours and dealing with seizures and lengthy operations. During his time here, Ben and his wife became first-time parents and even named the first of their 3 sons, Murray Nedlands, after the suburb in which they lived. Ben's extensive experiences at the Charles Gardner Hospital was instrumental in him landing the job of Chief of Paediatric Neurosurgery at the Johns Hopkins Hospital at the tender age of 33, the youngest person to ever hold such a position. By the time he retired as Professor of Neurosurgery, Paediatrics, Oncology and Plastic Surgery, Ben had more degrees than a thermometer, having been awarded at least 60 honorary doctorate degrees. Today, 68-year-old Ben no longer practices medicine, but he is still busy filling out his logbook because he is currently the United States Secretary for Urban and Housing Development in President Trump's administration. What a poorer world it would have been if Ben had considered himself a victim. The world would never have known or benefited from his gifted mind and gifted surgical hands. Each one of us has a responsibility to develop and share our God-given gifts. I know that is not easy when we have wounds. We all carry wounds. Some of them are from unfortunate, unfair, and sometimes even unforgivable experiences. The end of a significant relationship or the loss of a job can be devastating. A death, a divorce, or a drama in the family can leave us feeling shattered. A childhood where there's been an abusive parent or an alcoholic parent or perhaps even an absent parent can leave us feeling very angry and resentful, but we cannot afford to wallow in our anger for very long because it will suffocate us and prevent us from inhaling the joy that life can offer. A conscious, deliberate decision to take positive action and not think of ourselves as victims can become a pivotal point, a pivotal moment in our lives. As we navigate our way through life, we can choose to sail blindly, helplessly, and uncontrollably into the storm and be at the mercy of the sea and risk becoming another victim, another statistic, another shipwreck. Or we can decide to take positive action, set our sights on the horizon, and steer our ship towards calmer seas as we inhale the salubriously salty sea air. We are the captains of our own ships, and we can choose where our pivotal moments take us.